John, I think you could describe that as a lively ending to the game. You were behind, you ended up against 10 men, you've taken a point, you could have won it, couldn't you?
Yeah, both teams, it could have been 6-all, to be honest. Must have been a smashing game for a neutral. Not so good for us, but you know, I know they went down to 10, but he should have been down to 10 in the first half. You know, it was a horrendous challenge in the first half. And the referee's excuse, he didn't send him off, is because the tackle was 2 feet off the floor, but it was just his emotion. I thought that got outlawed about 10 years ago. So, I mean, it's going to be difficult for us because, you know, I don't want to harp on about our financial state, but everyone knows we've got the lowest budget, so we should be the littlest team in the league. So it's always hard competing anyway in the first place. But when you've got to then put up with competing for scraps off officials, which we did today, you know, every 50-50 went against us. It was borderline embarrassing. And, you know, in the end, he had no choice but to send to the Reds eventually. But, you know, he should have. It's a no-brainer. It's an horrendous challenge and a horrendous decision. 75
minutes without a goal, despite chances at both ends. It seemed you defended pretty stoically until that stage, and then ultimately conceded. What were your thoughts on the defending for the goal?
It was poor, you know, poor losing your man in the box. It was a good delivery. You got to give them credit. It was a great header. But, you know, we've worked about being compact, out of possession, and we weren't enough today. And, you know, we've set up to maybe try and control the game in the first half. We played 3 in midfield. And whilst it was working for both teams, you know, both teams were looking as though they could win the game in the first half. You know, anybody who knows me knows I want to try and win games. And so I sacrificed the midfield, and it was nothing down to how Anthony was playing, but I sacrificed the midfield to go and try and win the game with an extra forward. And, you know, it led to the game being more stretched, and it could have gone either way.
And after Notts County did go down to 10 men, what was it, 3-4-3, 3-0-7, just go for it? Well,
we went to 3 at the back, and we went 3 up front, so more or less a 3-3-3. But, you know, the lads really work hard every day of the week that they're in training. And I'm glad they got the rewards today, because it would have been harsh on them for the effort that they put in today for not to come away with nothing.
Nice reward for Matt Crooks to get the goal.
First league goal. He's now officially 1 ahead of me. I thought he had a smashing game, Cooksey, but there's 1 or 2 things that if he can just get better, he'd be a millionaire. You know, if there's just a couple of things he can iron out of his game, he'd be a millionaire, because there's millionaires who haven't got his talent, haven't got his physique. You know, and I'd like to see people like that get rewarded.
And but for that pesky Roy Carroll, he made some great saves in the FA Cup last season, you could have won it.
He made a couple of great saves today as well. But our keeper made a couple of good saves as well, give him his due. Stood up well. And that'll do Jace the world of good, you know. We're starting to look more solid at the back. And that's no disrespect to the players who played last season, but we conceded 77 or 78 goals, so that tells you everything you need to know. And we're looking better defensively.